Hey everyone, welcome back to Founder's Story. Today we have Daniela León Cornejo, the founder of Value and Insights. And Daniela, you have a very interesting background, and I can't wait to learn more about why you started this company. 16 years driving profitability and strategy. Talking about pricing and financial institutions. These are all things that are so timely right now. And I know there's a lot of this talk about, pricing and strategy, and you're doing something that's really a first in the industry. So we're going to dive into all those things. But first, what was the spark in your life that made you say, I want to create this company in this industry?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here, Daniel. Well, I've always believed that pricing is the most powerful but yet underestimated lever for profitability. I've seen that over my 16 years of experience around different sectors, but especially after leading pricing and analytics at Peru's largest bank, Banco de Crédito, I saw firsthand how strategic pricing can unlock massive value. And I love that. From when I was little, I loved like money, and playing with money is like what motivates me to create value. So I saw this huge gap that was that most financial institutions were treating pricing as an operational task, rather than a strategic capability, as I think it is. So that's what inspired me to launch Value of Insights, which is the first consulting firm specialized in pricing for financial industry. And well, I've seen that the biggest challenge early is building capability and credibility, especially in a niche that didn't really exist yet. So I wasn't just selling a service, I was evangelizing a new way of thinking. But also, that's what makes it very exciting.
So when for other people out there that are thinking, wow, I want to be a first in an industry as well. Um, Before you even get started, did you have a certain strategy to how you were going to launch, how you were going to build that credibility when you were the first?
Yeah, well, I've been working in positioning myself as an expert in pricing for, I would say, around 5-6 years. Um, so definitely the first thing is building deep expertise is one thing that is really important when you want to give consulting services, but also building position yourself, building your personal brand is also really important. So I've invested a lot of time in that during the last years, and well, together they have led me to feel that I'm prepared enough to take this leap, which is a big leap in my corporate life. And so, well, my advice for those people would be not to wait for the perfect moment or the perfect product. Just like launch, learn, adapt. Especially if you're creating something new like we did, you have to be like both visionary and scrappy at the same time. Uh, and well, obviously also in the consulting services, investing in relationships early on is really important, because clients not not only buy your solutions, they are buying your conviction, your ability to solve real problems with them. So I would suggest that, like, build deep expertise, work in your personal brand, don't wait for the perfect moment, and invest in relationships.
I really like that. Don't wait for the perfect moment. I think a lot of people do wait for that perfect moment. And by that time, they're 100 years old and it's too late, or somebody else has already done it. Somebody else has already perfected it. I like that. You don't need to be perfect to launch. You can launch and you can adjust. So thank you for that. Why do you think not only banks, but I think a lot of companies, a lot of business owners, small, large, medium, they get pricing incorrect? What is it about that, and what can they do to make the pricing correct where they're maximizing profitability?
Well, I think that the main problem with that is the mindset, and we're working in that. Like, we're shifting from the from the question, how do we price this product, to the question, how can pricing become a source of competitive advantage. I think that just that makes a click and makes financial institutions see pricing in a different way and invest in the pricing capability. So our impact comes from combining deep analytics with behavioral insights and commercial mindsets, all the three together. And that helps us help the banks to personalize pricing, prevent internal cannibalization, and optimize their portfolios, not just for profit, but for long-term customer value. So I think that mainly that's the issue, like the mindset in which they embrace this challenge. And well, one thing that is important is that this type of change transformation doesn't start with tools, it starts with people. So we work closely with leadership teams, and we're embedding pricing as a core business lever, and the results have been truly game changing. It's amazing.
So are you finding that most people are underpricing or overpricing? Or where is it that people are most of the time? And then what happens when they do pull that lever and they make that change? What type of results do you see?
I see that I wouldn't say that most of them are overpricing or underpricing. I just think that they are not being intentional enough with their pricing. So what happens is that you have a mixture of opportunities. There's not, well, in our case, at least we haven't seen like there's one place in which they are moving wrong in a wrong way. Usually it's the mix of all of them. They have been there have been clients that are being overpriced or underpriced, and that makes that makes it difficult to embrace really the whole opportunity. um so I think that working around that makes the difference, and what we've seen is that it can be like really huge. Each project that we do, it brings around $30 million per project, just in marginal profits. So it's like really important in terms of how it can impact. It can impact around 5% in EBITDA, and in a relatively short term. Obviously, when you get that together, a series of projects in different products of a bank, this can be a massive change in terms of results, just for building pricing capability. And that's also because most financial institutions haven't been working in this. So it's something new. It's not something that everyone is doing at the same time, like for example, digitalization, that most banks are going that way. So you don't really feel like you're doing something better than the others. You're just like doing catching up. In this case, pricing can definitely be a competitive advantage, because not most banks have been working in this for the time.
I could see industries like this, like you said, the digitalization of these industries might take longer because they're not used to being so advanced with technology. And then when you come in, you can make some drastic, incredible, positive changes. But $30-40 million, at 5% EBITDA, these are huge numbers. So thank you for sharing that. When you're looking, and that kind of leads me into the next, when you're looking ahead, you have, advancements with AI. I know how that's, deep learning, like you said before, analytics, a lot of tools that you can now leverage for these things. How are you looking at not only your industry changing, but how your organization needs to adapt to those changes?
Yeah, so I think that in terms of pricing, and then going a bit more broad, pricing is becoming more intelligent, more personalized, and more strategic, especially in the financial sector. And over this process of digitalization, that has to come with an intelligent pricing. With advances in AI and analytics, we'll see banks move from static pricing, like they do right now, to real-time pricing, dynamic, and even more customer specific. So this is a source of personalization of their product. But tech alone won't be enough. I think that the winners will be those who combine data with strategic thinking and human judgment. That's really important. And what also I think comes in the future, and for all the industries, not only banking, is that we're going to see a stronger focus in fairness, transparency and regulation. So pricing needs to be not only smarter or more intelligent, more personalized, but also ethical and explainable. And that's a big challenge, not only for banks and other industries, as companies, but also for us as Value of Insights, is how can we support our clients to build pricing capabilities that can drive profitability, drive customer value, but also be aligned to these expectations of smarter, ethical, and explainable pricing.
Wow. I mean, I am more positive about the future, knowing that humans will still be a strong need in this industry. I like how you said that, where the analytics, it can do a lot of the legwork, AI, different technologies, but the strategy becomes even more important. So that means, the humans mixed with the tools become even more important. So that makes me excited about the future. The fact that maybe not every job will be erased on the planet, that we will still exist to do something. But Daniela, this has been really great. If people want to get in touch with you, they want to find out more, how can they do so?
Yeah, well, you can find us at valueofinsights.com or connect me with me on LinkedIn. I love that. I am always happy to talk about pricing, innovation, strategy. And well, from LATAM to the US, we're building a global movement to rethink pricing, not just as a number, but as a driver of fairness, innovation, and growth. So I'm really excited about what's going to come for the financial industry and supporting that process.
I can't wait to learn more. I'm very interested to learn more about profitability and pricing from every business owner's perspective, even outside of finance. Like you said, it could be the most important thing for our growth, easiest lever to pull for us. But Daniela, this has been great. And thank you so much for joining us today on Founder Story.
Thank you. Thank you very much.